Good morning everybody, I hope you had a lovely day yesterday. It's Jude Lennon here with Little Lamb Tales, and I normally have Lammy with me, but today, as you can see, I've not got Lammy with me. Well, I have, but he's dressed up. Today, this is Captain Woollyface. So can you give Captain Woollyface a big hello and give him a wave? Hi Captain Woollyface. So we'll find out why Lammy is dressed as Captain Woollyface a little bit later on. Our special guest this morning is Cordero. He is one of our Little Lamb Tales crew as well. So do you want to give him a wave? Or because Cordero's from Spain, maybe we could say hola. And say hola. So let's pop you back there, Cordero. I hope we can still see you. There you go. Fantastic. Thank you for joining us this morning. We've got our story bag ready to go. So for those of you who haven't seen me before, welcome along. It's Little Lamb Tales and I'm going to do some interactive storytelling. So I tell the stories from my memory. Got a good memory for stories, can't remember where my slippers are at the moment, can't remember where I left my cup of tea, but that's different parts of your brain. So the brain I'm going to use for this part is good to go with stories. So before we start our stories, I always like to begin with a song. It's really easy, so easy that if there's grown-ups in the room, they will be able to pick it up so simply. It goes like this. If you've done it before, you can join in. Hello everyone, how are you? Hello everyone, how are you? Hello everyone, how are you? How are you today? If you're feeling okay, give me a wave. If you're feeling pretty good, show me your thumbs. If you're ready for stories, give me a smile. Fantastic. Okay, so Captain Woollyface, let's see what's in the bag today. Oh. It's a shark. Now this is the story that goes with Captain Woollyface's outfit. Now as you can see, Captain Woollyface is a rather splendid pirate. He's got these wonderful pirate trousers on and his wonderful outfit and his tricorn hat as well. But I have a feeling he might have a bit of a problem with this shark. So let's see what Captain Woollyface is all about. Here we go. This story is set long ago, so if you've done my storytelling before, you know how it starts. Long, 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 all together, long ago, there was a fierce pirate, Captain Woollyface and his wonderful woolly crew, and they had been on board their pirate ship looking for treasure. Are you ready to sail? They'd sailed this way. They'd sailed this way, they'd sailed out that way, and they'd sailed back this way. They had been searching and searching and searching for treasure, which they knew would be on Treasure Island. One day, one of the pirates called out, "Aye, aye, Captain, land ahoy!" Brilliant, said Captain Woollyface. Let's lower the anchor. Are you ready to lower the anchor? It went down, 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 splash, and it went all the way to the bottom of the sea and secured the boat. Now, said Captain Woollyface, gather round on deck everybody. Tomorrow morning we will row to that island and we will dig up the treasure and we will be rich, hooray! But there are sharks in these waters. Whatever you do, stay away from the edge of the ship. I'm going to sleep. And Captain Woollyface went off into his cabin. He took off his hat and soon he was fast asleep. Can you snore? While Captain Woollyface was sleeping, along came a shark. One of the pirates did something a little bit silly. I wouldn't do this. You wouldn't do this. But this pirate leant over the side of the ship, saw the shark and said, "Nah, nah, you can't catch me." Let's all do that together. "Nah, nah, you can't catch me." The shark swam closer and closer and closer. If you think you know what's going to happen, join in. And snap! He gobbled up the pirate and swam away. All the pirates called for Captain Woollyface. Let's do that. "Captain Woollyface!" "What? I'm trying to sleep," said Captain Woollyface. A shark came along and ate one of the pirates. I told you, stay away from the edge of the ship. I'm going to sleep. And he went back into his cabin and soon he was snoring. Let's hear you snore. Uh-oh. The shark came back. And another pirate leant over the side of the boat. We know what they said. You ready? Nah, nah, you can't catch me. The shark swam closer and closer and closer and snap! Gobbled up that pirate as well. The pirates all called, Captain Woollyface! What now? I'm trying to sleep, said Captain Woollyface. Another pirate has been eaten by a shark. I told you, stay away from the edge of the ship. I'm going to sleep. And he went back in his cabin and guess what, everybody? He was soon fast asleep. Let's hear those snores. Uh-oh. Another shark came by. Another pirate got up, went to the edge of the ship. We know what they said. Nah, nah, you can't catch me. The shark. Snap! Gobbled up that parrot too. Captain Woollyface! That's it, said Captain Woollyface. I've had enough. We need a plan. Go down below deck and bring up the big, dry barrel of yucky, disgusting, tasteless biscuits. So the pirates went below deck, they got the barrel. Are you ready to push it? They pushed the barrel up onto the deck and put it next to Captain Woollyface. We'll see what the shark has to say now. The shark came swimming back. This time Captain Woollyface leant over the side. What's he say, everybody? Nah, nah, you can't catch me. Oh, goody, thought the shark. The captain. He looks tasty. The shark swam closer and closer and closer, and just as he opened his mouth ready, Captain Woollyface said, now! And the pirates pushed the barrel of dry, disgusting, yucky, tasteless biscuits straight into the shark's mouth. Oh, yuck! They are the worst biscuits I've ever tasted. Ugh, I'm off. And the shark swam away and never came back. As for Captain Woollyface, well, the next day they all got into their rowing boat and off they set for the Treasure Island. Let's go. They rowed and they rowed and they rowed and they rowed. And when they finally arrived on the Treasure Island, they dug and dug and dug and they found the treasure. And guess what, everybody? Captain Woollyface and his pirates lived happily ever after. The end. Oh, give yourselves a clap, everybody. That was a great story. And Lammy did enjoy taking part in that. Fantastic. I wonder what we're going to have next. Shall we have a look and see? Oh, here we go. This story is based on a book by Emma Chichester Clarke, and it's called The Bouncing Dinosaur. And I do like the story. I used to read this book a lot when I was still teaching, and it always went down well. Here we go. Once upon a time, there were two friends, Rabbit and Fox, and they... Oh, no, it wasn't Fox. I'm so sorry, children. It wasn't. It was Mouse. Rabbit and Mouse. And Rabbit and Mouse were lying in the sun. Can you lie in the sun? Oh, it was warm. They felt sleepy and it was very nice and they could feel the sun on their fur and their whiskers. Oh, this is nice, said the Mouse, isn't it? It is, said the Rabbit. It's ever so nice. All of a sudden, the ground below them gave a wobble and a shake. Can you do that? And a wobble and a shake. And suddenly the friends found themselves thrown up into the air. My goodness me, what on earth was that? It was an earthquake. The friends crept to the edge of the hill and they looked down in the valley below, and there before their eyes was a dinosaur. Not just any dinosaur, a bouncing dinosaur, and it was bouncing and jumping, and every time the dinosaur bounced and jumped, the friends went whee into the air. "Oh, goodness me, this is terrible," they said. "We'll never be able to sit still." "Hey, you!" the friends called. Me?" said the dinosaur. "Yes, you! Stop bouncing." "Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Was I disturbing you?" "Yes, you were. You were bouncing so much we were flying off into the air. It's not nice." "Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Could I come up and speak to you?" "Very well." So the friends sat on the edge of the hill while the dinosaur made his way up the hill. "Hello," said the dinosaur. "I'm Boris." "Hello, Boris," they said. "It's very nice to meet you. Now, what is all this bouncing about?" "Well, I just want someone to have fun with. I've got no friends. Everybody thinks I'm a big scary dinosaur and they will not play with me. And so I was making up a game of my own. A bouncing game." "No, no, no, no," said the rabbit and the mouse. "Please don't show us again. We'll end up in the air." "Oh, okay. Do you think I could maybe come and live with you and your friends?" "I'm not sure how that will work. But come on." And so the friends led Boris down into the area where all the little houses were gathered. There were little mushroom houses and rocks houses and all kinds of wonderful houses for the animals. And all of the animals came out and looked. "Oh, he's a bit scary." "Oh, no, I'm not scary," said Boris. "I promise, I'm really not scary. I just want some friends." "Well, I think he looks fun," said one of the mouse babies. "I'm going to go and say hello." And so the little mouse baby crawled up onto Boris's neck and had a lovely chat. "He's very friendly." And all the baby animals wanted to go, and they climbed up onto Boris's back, and Boris couldn't help himself. He was so excited he jumped in the air, and all the babies went up in the air and they went, "Yay, this is great fun." The grown-up animals did not like this at all. "Stop that at once," they said. "You can't bounce like that, you'll hurt the babies. And if you bounce like that, we'll end up in the air as well. Stop it at once." "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm really, really sorry. I promise I'll try not to do it again." But Boris couldn't help himself. Every time he got a little bit excited or a bit joyful, he couldn't help it. The bounce started down here and it went all the way up into his head and his tail, and he bounced into the air. Let's do that. Up he went. And all the animals went up in the air and their houses fell apart. "Boris, enough," said the rabbit. "I'm afraid you'll have to go." Oh, okay, I'll wait until tomorrow and then I'll go," said Boris, but he was very sad. And he lay down and curled himself up for the night. While Boris and the other animals were sleeping, along came Mr. Fox. And Mr. Fox looked around and licked his lips. Lots of lovely animals here for me to eat. Very tasty for my dinner." Boris woke up. What was that, he thought? The fox didn't spot Boris. And he walked and he walked and he tripped over Boris's foot. And he looked up and said, "What on earth are you doing here?" I am friends with the animals and I'm going to stop you in your tracks." "Oh, that's what you think, is it?" said the fox. "You won't stop me. I am going to eat my dinner. See you." But just as the fox made his way over to one of the houses ready to pounce on the animals inside, Boris bent his legs and he gave the biggest jump he'd ever done. Are you ready? He jumped and he landed and the fox went right up into space and was never seen again. And the next morning, when the animals got up and they heard what Boris had done, they were delighted. "Oh, Boris, you're amazing. Thank you so much for saving the day. Do you think that if I promise really hard not to bounce, I could stay?" "Well, I think that would be okay. And I tell you what, Boris, because you helped us," said the rabbit, "how about every year we have a special day and we call it Bounce with Boris. And that way we can all bounce bounce together and you can get all your bounces out at once. Does that sound okay? That sounds like a great idea, said Boris. And that's why sometimes if you go through this valley on certain days of the year, you will see a dinosaur bouncing and all the other animals bouncing as well, having a truly wonderful time. The end. Oh, give yourselves a clap. Are you all worn out with all that bouncing? I know I am. Goodness me. Right then, we've got time for one last story. What's it going to be? Ooh. Right. So this is supposed to be a spindle with thread on it, and spindles were used to make thread so you could make clothes with them. And this spindle is from a story. It's a very old traditional story, and it's called Rumpelstiltskin, and it goes like this. Long, 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 long. All together now. Long ago, far away from here, in a kingdom far away, there was a king and a queen. And, oh, the queen, excuse me again. Oh my goodness me, it's Bank Holiday Monday and my brain is clearly not working. There was a king, and that king was looking for a queen. But no matter how far he looked, he could never find anybody who was quite what he was looking for. One day, the king put on his crown. Can you put on your crown? And he walked through the village. He thought he was very important, and all the people from the village came out to see him, and they bowed and they curtsied, and he came to the miller, the person who made all the bread, and he said to the miller, "Hello, miller, tell me something about yourself." And the miller got a little bit nervous, and so he said, "Oh, thank you, your majesty, I have a beautiful daughter, and she can spin hay and straw into gold." Spin hay and straw into gold? "Yes," said the miller, "that's right." The miller's wife glared at him. This was not true. "What on earth has he said?" "You must bring her to me at the castle," said the king. "I'm most interested to meet her." And off the king went. "What did you say that for?" said his wife. "Our daughter can't spin hay and straw into gold. What on earth did you say that for?" "I'm sorry, I just got a bit nervous in front of the king and I wanted to impress him." "Impress him? Goodness me, what a mess you've made." That night, the king sent some men to bring the miller's daughter to the castle. She arrived. She was very nervous and she curtsied. "Come with me," said the king, and he took the girl into a room that was full of straw and hay. And also in there was a spinning wheel with a big spindle. "Now, I expect to see all of this straw and hay turned into gold by the morning, or I will have to put you in the dungeon as punishment." And with that, the king closed the door behind him. The girl looked around the room in dismay. "Oh my goodness me," she said, "how on earth can I spin all of this into gold?" She sat down at the spinning wheel and she started to cry. Can you cry? When suddenly, in the corner of the room, a little circle of smoke appeared, and out of the smoke came a little man with a long pointy beard and a pointy hat. "What's the problem?" he said. "Oh, I've been told I have to spin all of this into straw and it's straw into gold, and I can't do it, and the king will put me in prison if I can't, and I can't, and I don't know what to do." Said the little man. "Let me think. I know. I will help you, but in return you must give me your fine necklace." "I will," said the girl, "I promise." And so the little man sat down at the spinning wheel, ready to spin, and he spun, and he spun, and he spun, and he spun, and all of the straw and the hay was turned into gold. And so the girl took her necklace off and she gave it to the little man, who disappeared in a puff of smoke. The next morning the king arrived. "Well," he said, "I am very pleased indeed. This is wonderful. I'm going to take you somewhere else." And he took her to another room, an even bigger room, and it was filled with even more straw and hay. "I'd like you to do the same again. And remember, if you don't, the dungeon it will be." The girl was left once more, alone in a room full of straw and hay. "Oh, please," she said, "little man, if you can hear me, please, please come back and help me. I really need your help." Well, the little circle of smoke in the corner puffed again, and out came the little man with the pointy beard and the pointy hat. You need my help again, do you? Oh, yes, please. Look, I've got to do the same in this room, and there's even more straw and hay. Don't worry, he said. I can help you, but this time you must give me your special ring. I will, said the girl, I promise. And so the little man sat down at the spinning wheel. Are we ready? And he spun, and he spun, and he spun, and he spun, and all of the straw and the hay was turned into gold. And the girl took off her ring and gave it to the little man, who disappeared in a puff of smoke. The next morning the king arrived. Well, this is excellent, he said. I'm so pleased. You've helped me make all this straw and hay, and you've turned it into gold. I have one more thing. Come with me. And so he led the girl into yet another room, an even bigger room that was filled to the top with straw and hay. This time, if you turn all of this into gold, I will make you my queen, and you will have all the gold and the jewels that you desire. But if you don't, the prison it will be. And with that he left the room. Oh, goodness me, said the girl, I hope the little man can hear me. Please, little man, wherever you are, please, please, please come and help me. The smoke spun and out came the little man with the long pointy beard and the pointy hat. What's the problem this time? Look at all the straw and hay. And he said, this time, if he does it, he will make me his queen and I can give you whatever you want. Well, that seems like a good offer, but actually I think what I'd really like is for you to give me your first child when it's born. Okay, yes, whatever. And so the girl promised, and she sat down at the spinning wheel next to the man, and she watched, are you ready, as he span, and 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 he span. And all of the straw and the hay was turned into gold. And then it disappeared in a puff of smoke. The girl waited, and when the king came in, the king said, wow, I am going to make you my queen. And so the miller's daughter was married to the king, and she was very happy. The king gave her all the jewels she wanted, and in time a baby was born to them both, a beautiful baby. And one day, as the queen sat in her room rocking the baby, a little puff of smoke appeared in the corner of the room, and out popped the little man with the long pointy beard and the pointy hat. Hello, I've come to take the child. Oh no, said the queen, you can't take my child. You promised, you said, if I helped you, you would give me your first child. Well, I didn't think you meant it. This is my child, you cannot take it. Well, I will, said the little man, unless you can work out my name. I will give you 3 days. And with that he disappeared. Right, said the queen, I must have some help. And she called her servants in and she said, go and find out as many unusual and different names as you possibly can, and all the names that could possibly have been used. I need to find a really unusual one. And so the servants ran this way and that way and this way and that way, and they all came back with a list of names. The next day arrived and the little man appeared in the room. Have you guessed my name? Is it Stefan? Asked the queen. No, it is not Stefan. Is it Giles? No, it is not Giles. Is it Avind? No, it is not Avind. Is it? And so it went on. The queen went through her list of names, but none of them were right. I'll be back tomorrow, said the little man, and off he went. And so the queen frantically sat and she wrote down even more names, and her servants came back with more names to write down. And when the little man appeared on the second day, she had another list. Is your name Abel? No, it is not, said the little man. Is your name Krishna? No, it is not, said the little man. Is your name Ebenezer? No, it is not. And so it went on, name after name after name after name. Last chance, I'll be back tomorrow, and if you do not know my name, then I will take the child. The queen was frantic, and she sent her servants out even further. At the end of the day, one of them came back and said, Your Majesty, I went into the woods today to speak to somebody I know there, and while I was there, I saw a little man with a long pointy beard and a pointy hat, and he was dancing around outside his house, and he was telling everybody who was listening, the birds and the animals, she'll never, never guess my game. Rumpelstiltskin is my name. I think his name is Rumpelstiltskin. Thank you, she said, and she wrote the name down so she wouldn't forget it. She decided she would play a little trick on the man too. So the next day, when the man arrived in his puff of smoke, he stood before the Queen and said, "Right, this is your last chance to guess. Have you got a name that you think might be mine?" "Is it Neville?" "No, it is not," said the little man. Is it Azkaban?" "No, it is not," said the little man. "Is it, could it be, Rumpelstiltskin?" "How did you know my name?" said the little man, and he stamped his foot with anger and he shook his fist and he disappeared in a puff of smoke. He was so cross his little hat was left behind on the ground. And the King and the Queen never saw him again. And guess what? They lived happily ever after. Oh, give yourselves a clap, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the rest of your bank holiday Monday. Remember to stay safe and keep yourselves all nice and safe in your house. Maybe watch some lovely films or read a book or something like that. And tomorrow, we're back over on Jude Lennon at 10 o'clock, ready for me to read one of my stories to you. Are we ready to do our goodbye song, Lammy? Are we ready? Goodbye, everyone. Nice to see you. Goodbye, everyone, nice to see you. Goodbye, everyone, nice to see you. Nice to see you today. Give yourselves a clap. Yay, everybody. See you soon. Stay safe.